We've experimented with a ton of different like diet plans to see if it would fit us. Like we tried the Zone diet for a while, which is actually a really great diet. And I know that it was primarily promoted for weight loss, but it's also a great diet for maintaining weight when you're living a really active life and keeping yourself on an even keel so you're not getting those spikes in your blood sugar. It would also be a great diet if you were pregnant. And the reason for that is it's the way that it's outlined in the block system. It'd be very simple just to add 1 block per meal, and that's your extra calories that you need for your pregnancy diet. And again, because you're not spiking up and down with your blood sugar, there's studies that suggest that it may help with gestational diabetes. So I think that the Zone diet is something that should be definitely looked at if you're interested in it. I feel like it is a great diet plan. For me, what I learned from it is that I can tell when my blood sugar spikes now. And it doesn't take much if I just eat, I don't know, let's say I had a bad day and I had a donut. I can feel it now because I was so even keel for so long. I think my husband and I followed it pretty strictly for about 2.5 months. And I definitely like that I learned to listen to my body. We've also kind of experimented with the Paleo diet, and my biggest issue with the Paleo diet at this point is there's so much conflicting information on what is acceptable in the Paleo diet and what is not. So, for instance, my favorite website, and I think it's just paleodiet.com, and it cracks me up because this guy says that children should only eat meat for the first 2 years of life, and that prehistoric mothers definitely chewed up marrow and meat and like mashed it up in their mouths and then gave it to babies, and disputes any other way that any of this could have happened. And it cracks me up because we don't know. we weren't there. We can make educated guesses and assumptions, but we don't know. So that's one of my biggest issues is everyone is so, this is what happened, this is what our prehistoric ancestors did, you're not supposed to eat wheat, they say, no dairy, and then also nuts, which I don't agree with because they said that they wouldn't have cracked the nuts open. And I think they were a little bit smarter and more creative than we give them credit for. I mean, obviously. So they made clothes. They had all fire, weapons. They learned how to kill and butcher animals. So I think they would have figured out nuts. That's my biggest gripe on paleo. And the fact that if you're looking at getting pregnant or you are currently pregnant, it might not be a good diet for you because of the amount of protein that you're supposed to be ingesting. That's the biggest thing is it's all natural, so fruits and vegetables, and they even suggest limiting your fruit intake because of GMOs and how we've currently, I guess, played with fruit. We've made it more sweet and that kind of added more sugar through that scientific messing with things that we have done. So just mainly vegetables and meat. So much meat on this diet. It's a very high protein diet, which if you're pregnant isn't necessarily going to work for you because as the hormones change in your body during pregnancy, your liver has a harder time dealing with a lot of protein and you're going to need more carbs. So it's not necessarily recommended for women who are pregnant because it can make you sick. It can definitely aggravate your morning sickness and make you feel like poopy. But we do a raw diet or a cleanse once a year or twice a year depending on how we feel. And what we do is we'll take 5 or 6 weeks, and every week we'll take something away. So the first week, for instance, it'll be refined sugar. So we'll cut out like coffee creamer, one thing I really hate to see go. Sweets like muffins, cookies, anything like that all goes. And like I said, we're not perfect. We still you put a cupcake in front of me, I'm going to want to eat the cupcake. So refined sugars will go that week, and then the next week it'll be gluten and dairy. And then you'll keep going week by week, giving something up until you're eating a raw diet, a raw vegan diet. And we do that for a week, and then we kind of build back up again. So just the reverse of how we went down. And during the course of that, my husband has allergies to nuts. He can eat walnuts, almonds, anything like that. He can eat peanuts and cashews. Like those are the only nuts that he can eat. And he was actually able to eat almonds once we cut gluten out. So we're not exactly sure why that was, or why his body maybe responds that way to gluten, or what it is, but we figured it was worth trying again to see if maybe he could eat almonds. So that's something that we really enjoy doing that really makes a difference in our diet. It's really a great feeling to have your system cleanse and just feel clean. And then let's say you haven't been having the best couple months with your diet or your nutrition, and you go on one of these cleansing diets, you feel like it's a clean slate coming out of it because you feel so good. You can get a little like airheaded though. I don't recommend doing it if you're pregnant because of the fact that it's hard to get enough calories. Let's say you get a little bit airheaded if you're not consuming enough. I'm not the pickiest eater, but I'm not necessarily open to everything. I ate kale crispies, so kale, crunchy kale with tahina. It tasted like butt, pretty much, and I ate it because I was so hungry when we were doing the raw portion of the diet. I ate and drank things that I thought never in my life I would have ate or drank just because my body wanted the calories, the extra, and there's not a lot you can eat, so you kind of take what you can get. But I highly recommend a cleansing diet to anyone looking at maybe doing some dietary changes, just because it is really good to clean toxins and everything out of your body to get you prepared for that healthy nutrition and really be able to process the nutrients that you're taking in.